the classics like my chocolate chip, vanilla, and then we have some interesting ones like Aztec hot chocolate. All of our ice cream is homemade. We have a couple of ice cream makers that literally make each batch by hand. All the ingredients that we use are super high-end, the best vanilla that we can find, the greatest flavorings, and we don't waver on that no matter what. We also make something awesome called a sparkle cone, and it's trademarked, so we are the only ones that do it. The one that's always available is pink, since that's our color, and then we have seasonal sparkle cones, like for Valentine's Day they have hearts, Christmas time they're red and green, and they're available all year round, and they're fabulous. I always wanted to make a sparkle cone because I knew that it was something that could happen. I just didn't know how. So I did like a clear glaze on a waffle cone and sprinkled it with what I thought was a good glitter, but just sunk in, you couldn't see it. And then we tried doing white chocolate, and the first time that I melted the white chocolate, I put it in for way too long in the microwave, and it almost caught on fire, so I had to bring the bowl out to the snow at the St. Charles shop way back in the beginning. So once we figured out the white chocolate part of it, we found disco dust and mixed that up with our sanding sugars, and then sprinkled it on sugar cones, and that was how the sparkle cone was born. And it's had many iterations and colors, and it's one of my most favorite things about our business. Our top selling ice creams would be Parent Trap, which is cookies and cream with peanut butter. I think that's also, it's not a trademark,
it's
but it's
unique to us.
Yeah, that's definitely an our flavor we created. Caramel sea salt's always been very popular, and our classic vanilla stands pretty strong. It's got that Nielsen Massey vanilla and vanilla bean taste. It's got both, so that makes it super premium as our ice cream is.
And we make all of our ice cream here in our Wheaton shop, so I had to write down some of these numbers. But we distributed over 3,000 tubs of ice cream last year to all 3 of our locations, which is just shy of about 10,000 gallons of mix that we've made from our one prep room, our one machine, and our one crew. We work really, really hard.
And our ice cream team creates all the flavors. They let us taste test and kind of talk through them and figure them out. They started doing flavor drops, so we have 4 a year.
Yeah, we try to drop like something very unique 4 times a year.
Brand new that we've never done.
For a limited run, and once the tubs are gone, they're gone. So we just try to announce, get as many people in here to try the unique flavor as possible. But what's really cool, what Kimberly was saying, is that we had a blueberry scone in one of our flavors one year. So our team creates the scone, and we just all try the scone. We're like, hey, it needs more of this, it needs less of that, and then they reformulate and bring it back to us, and we try it again until that scone is perfect. And it had like a balsamic, like a drizzle through it, so we had to kind of, the same thing we do with the balsamic. We keep taste testing and taste testing and taste testing until it's just perfect, and then we bring everything together all at once just to make sure that it is an absolute chef's kiss for the flavor drops for all of our customers.
Yes, and we also have a unique way of making things, like our ice cream makers bake the cakes that we put in our ice creams. We don't use the cookie dough pellets that most ice cream has. They make the cookie dough themselves, so
frostings are made in-house.
Yes, so it's truly all homemade.
With love.
With lots of love, yeah.
So when it does come to allergies in all of our shops, we do want to talk specifically about Wheaton because that's where we make all of the ice cream. But we will do everything that we can. As long as we know that someone has an allergy, we'll do absolutely everything in our power to help minimize that chance for cross-contamination. We always tell people that do bring it to our attention that we have one machine that makes all of our ice cream. So we always start with our sorbets that have no trace of milk, and then we rinse, and then we move on to any flavors that don't have any dyes, and then we rinse, and then we move on to flavors with dyes, and then we rinse, and then we move on to flavors, so on and so on and so on. We save anything with peanuts, tree nuts for the very end of the day, the very end of our run, again, with many rinses in between to make sure that our machine is staying top-notch cleanliness at all times. But we have, when customers do come in and they let us know about an allergy, we've got fresh scoopers in our prep room that haven't been used, and we save them specifically for this one reason. So we'll go back, we'll get the fresh scooper, we'll help, if it's a group, we'll help that person first to make sure that we can, again, minimize that chance. And then we just always ask the group if there's anybody else that needs the fresh scooper. If there's not, we'll move right on. If there is, we'll go back and get a different scooper, so on and so on and so on. In our almost 15 years of business, we have never had any issues.
No, it's been really good. I think our strategy has worked thus far.
We have hired staff that also
have
have severe allergies,
Yeah.
which in the beginning we were very nervous about, but
Yes.
we see it as an advantage now because those employees can actually, they take pride in helping typically the children that have these allergies. They can really take them under their wing and say like, oh, I have this too, and let me take really good care of you.
Yeah. I went to a place called Ice Cream University, and yes, it does exist. It is a place in New Jersey where a man teaches how to make ice cream and gelato on Emery Thompson machines and other machines we run with Emery Thompson, best of the best. So I took a course there for 3 days where we were hands-on making ice cream with all sorts of interesting flavors. We did ricotta and fig for the very first time. I'd never even heard of that being a flavor. He swore by it. Turns out it was awesome. My dad actually went with me, so it was a good father-daughter bonding experience. We learned a lot. And the third day was about business ownership, and he talked a lot about being in downtowns with a lot of walking traffic, but also places where people support small business. So fortunately, Wheaton does that, and we're really happy to be here. I also went to the short course at Penn State that is about ice cream a couple years after we opened, and I'm so glad I didn't go there first because everything was about science. It was like the sugars and the proteins and a lot of math and a lot of sitting in classrooms and learning those parts of the business, and I would have bailed. So I'm glad that I did the hands-on stuff first and kind of dove right in, and then realized could have started a different way, but I'm glad I started this way. I just always wanted to be like a fun, bright, sweet ice cream shop with an awesome experience. I grew up in ice cream. My first job was at a Baskin-Robbins, and I loved it. It was like the place that people met, and if they came in, they were happy because something good happened, or if they were sad, we tried to make them happy. So it was always like a happy experience. And in college, I worked at a Cold Stone, so ice cream's just kind of always been my thing, and I love it. So after college, I bought an old custard shop in St. Charles, and we started making ice cream there instead of custard, and that was in 2010, on 10/29/2010, and then on 10/29/2016, I married Isaac, so he's a huge part of being a co-owner with me, and we've been doing this since then. We opened this location in 2015, I never remember, and then we opened another shop in Elmhurst in 2018. Yeah. So yeah, we do what we love what we do.
We want our shops to be somewhere where people can come with their families to create memories. So we want them to use the ice cream to be able to be that vessel, to be able to create those everlasting memories.